Welcome, Locked In family, to another episode of Locked In Chicago. It's your boy Ron Money here. So today we're gonna do a pick one. It's been a while. I don't know how much you guys liked it, but I enjoy doing pick ones, just because who doesn't like picking between? That's all we do nowadays is pick between one or the other. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm not trying to make this controversial or nothing, but a good old pick one doesn't hurt nobody. So today's pick one is going to be Kyler Murray versus Lamar Jackson. Now, as much as I am a fan of Lamar Jackson, everything he's done these past 3 seasons, 2 as a starter, I gotta go with Kyler Murray. Just because, to me, he can beat you with his arm and his legs. Now, don't get me wrong. After 2019, coming 2020 season, we still did question Lamar Jackson's arm just because how good he was on his legs, basically. But this year, he did showcase what he can do with that arm. He's been connecting with Hollywood Brown a lot more, and just everybody in general. So he has showcased that arm talent. But Murray, outstanding player. Like I said, he can beat you with his arm and his legs. Now, Lamar is faster, but in my opinion, just my personal opinion, Kyler is quicker and more, just shifty. When Lamar is faster, quicker, and stuff like that. But also, um, like I said, with his arm strength is amazing. You've seen how he threw that ball with ease on that Hail Mary that Hopkins caught, and they won the game against the Bills, I believe. But he just has an amazing arm talent. And, well, he's been blessed with having Larry Legend these past couple years. He got DeAndre Hopkins this year. He had Christian Kirk, who was a big part for him this year. But with Lamar, he only really had Hollywood Brown. I mean, you've had Snead and other players like that. I think last year, he had Hayden Hurst. But really, like I said, Murray's my guy. And I'm a fan of Lamar. Don't get me wrong. I was one of the people that, from others I know, that believed in Lamar Jackson being a good quarterback, a franchise quarterback at that. But Murray he has a higher ceiling, and people probably look at it, or might just look at what I'm discussing right now and talking about, well, Lamar's been to the playoffs all 3 of his years. Yeah, he's also had a way better team. Baltimore, even if they don't have a top dominant defense, they have a very well put together defense, and they've had better running backs. Kenyon Drake is good, obviously, but last year you had Mark Ingram, who was phenomenal with Lamar. You had and this year, obviously Mark was less involved, but you had J.K. Dobbins, a running back out of Ohio State, to take over that load. And a running back in Baltimore is so important because now you're like, who's getting the ball? Dobbins, Lamar. If you had a crap running back, Lamar's getting it. Like, for example, Miami doesn't really have crap for running backs. To the point where Ryan Fitzpatrick, I believe last year, was your number 1 leading rusher. So even though Lamar was too, but he didn't have a good running back in Miami. So just damn, he's getting the ball. He's getting the ball. But like I said, with Dobbins, you're like, okay, you got to keep the defense on their toes. And that's what's important about it. But Murray, he's just crazy. I believe he was he was on pace to be the first quarterback, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, to have 4,000 pass yards and 1,000 rushing yards in the season. But that just comes to show how good he is because of that. Obviously they got, I shouldn't say snubbed out of the playoffs, but because they did lose due to Murray not really being 100, and they playing against the number one. They played against the number one defense, so the Chicago Bears got in. Now, as much as I'm a Bears fan, I would have liked to see Arizona's because of the ceiling that the Cardinals have for the future, especially with Kirk, Hopkins, Murray, and then Drake. Because Drake, is going to be very good. He's already good, But Murray, like I said, he's just a phenomenal athlete, a baseball player. You really don't see a lot of. I mean, you have a couple, like Russell Wilson, who's technically signed to believe it was the Yankees or is the Yankees now or the Rangers, something like that. But Murray had a choice to go pro, decided to pursue his dream in the NFL, and people were always like, "Oh, he should have went pro. That's more money." Yeah, it's more money. Like you see, like Bryce Harper contract, Mike Trout contract, but you have to be that good to get it. Like you can't just be average and like, "Oh yeah, we can give you this huge contract." You don't know how good Murray would have been realistically in baseball, playing college ball and pro ball, a bunch of different things. But yeah, I gotta go with Kyler on this one. Sorry, Lamar, but that's how it is. It's a hard choice, but I got my pick just because of what the team future holds. And don't get me wrong, Baltimore's still gonna be competitive, but just the talent on that Arizona team, defensively and offensively, they're going only up from here. So that's all for today. Locked in fans. Thank you guys. And then stay tuned for another episode.